All right.
Let's go.
I'm ready. Begin Eldridge Trials. Oh, hi. I thought you were going to take me someplace.
The Eldridge Trials are here.
Take me down to the Paradise City.
I don't think that's how that goes.
Was that it? Oh, really? That sounded like that was going to be way more than that. Have you ever done Crucible?
The emissary was right, as usual. You have earned the right to stand among us in the real trials to come.
What are the and what trials are those?
Our battle against the fiery fury boiling beneath the sands, of course. A forgotten god stirs. An ancient enemy of mankind threatens to destroy us all. We must rise to face this threat before all is lost.
What is your role here?
By the blessing of the Covenant, I am the mistress of the Sentinels. Those sworn to guard the interests of the three and the survival of our people answer to me. They swear their oaths to the gods and to me. Our battle against the fiery fury
Yeah, it's the same thing again.
Huh. All right.
All right, up to the dude upstairs. Looks like there's a staircase right here.
Oh, there's another book right here. Okay.
I could hear the battle from here. So then, are you ready to open your eyes to powers beyond imagining? To secrets better left uncovered?
So why'd you bring me here? Or I have some questions first. Sure, I have some questions actually first.
Sure. I imagine you do.
What is this place? Why is this place so important? Who are your masters? That's probably the first one I want to know. So what is this? What is this grave threat? Where are the witch gods? Should they not be helping? I want to know who your masters are.
Agreed. I am the humble servant of the witch gods. By their guiding hand, the secrets of the Eldritch realm are revealed to me. All they ask for in exchange is loyalty and sacrifice. Those gathered here have given much of themselves, and they will give much more, still, if the three demand it.
So why did you bring me here?
Ah yes, ever driven by action. I admire your conviction. The fated hour is nearly upon us. Soon we shall strike as one against our formidable foe. But we cannot act brashly. Precautions must be taken. Each of the cults is preparing in their own way. Speak to the masters of the cults of Bismiel, Drieg, and Salile. Learn of their methods and align yourself to one cause. Draelus, Basilla, and Sagon are already expecting you.
Why must I choose a cult?
While we may be allies in this endeavor, the cults do not always see eye to eye on all matters. It is best for the sake of peace that you assist only one of the cults. Do not be concerned, though. The others will not see you as a foe for your decision. Not here. Besides, you may not find all the methods we employ agreeable. Speak to the cult leaders, learn of their ways, and make your choice.
Which cult do you belong to?
When I first stood before the witch gods, I said to them that I shall serve in this life and the next if need be, but I shall only ever serve the three, not Bismiel, not Drieg, not Salile. And so, I am the Herald of the gods, the one who spreads their message and finds worthy allies. All the cults look to my guidance. Even the gods have sought my counsel in the past.
I'll
Interesting.
Speak to them. I didn't get to ask the rest of the questions because I didn't realize that moved me past that.
Can we ask him now?
Have you made a decision?
What do I need to do again? No.
Darn.
Okay, well, I actually did want to ask those other ones because they explain like what the three are.
Yeah. All right, well, let's go talk to the guys.
You show promise. Perhaps you would be of value to Salile. It remains to be seen if the emissary was right about you.
You serve Salile? Why should I help you?
Salile does not need your help, but that does not mean we cannot benefit one another. Only those willing to make any sacrifice, to go to any ends necessary, are of use to Salile. The world is ripe with power for the taking, if you have the will to claim it. Bismiel and Drieg hope to manipulate events to glean a favorable future. Salile knows that the mighty carve their own future.
What can you tell me about Salal?
Salile is the youngest of the three, but do not mistake that for weakness. His mastery of the Eldritch fire is without equal. The very essence of the Eldritch realm is for him to mold as he sees fit, and he shares this knowledge with his loyal servants. But such power does not come without sacrifice. Some must die so that others can bask in his glory. The ultimate display of loyalty.
Salal seems cruel.
Cruel? The world is cruel. Salile expects great sacrifice, yes, but in return he gifts us with unfathomable power. What god worshipped in the fallen empire can offer the same?
We'll go find out.
Yep. I don't like that one automatically.
Yeah. Also, the dude's a little bit intense.
Yeah.
The weeping spines do not lie. You have come to fragment the memories of the forgotten. But who will stand by your side? Will you step into the spider's web? Or will you kindle the flame? Or perhaps you will weep for the eye that sees all.
You serve Drieg? You see Drieg. You serve Drieg? Why should I help you?
Much purpose flows within you. Allow me to temper that potential. Through the great Guardian's eyes, we shall divine the true path beyond humanity's struggles. Let the others play with their eldritch toys and arcane spectacles. It falls upon us to strike the balance.
What can you tell me about Drieg?
Yeah, what can you tell me about Drieg?
Drieg is the oldest of the witch gods. He sought to know all, to witness the truth in the fabric of our reality. He cast aside the ancient warnings, threw caution to the wind, and reached beyond the curtain that seeks to blind us of true sight. Even his knowledge and wisdom did not prepare him for what he witnessed. The event changed him irrevocably, and while his mortal eyes were forever blind, so his eldritch eyes had opened. For the first time in his life, Drieg saw the world for what it truly was, and he saw rot. Drieg does not distract himself with the folly of mortal pursuits. In the end of all things, we must strike balance.
Drieg can see the future?
The strands of fate have been exposed to his infinite gaze. His wounds weep for our future, just as his reach seeks a path through the calamities that still await.
And then last one over this way, I think.
Okay.
There's a wall there. Oh, it's Basila.
You've been quite a sight since entering our camp. I'm shivering with anticipation for what's next. But will you be at my side? Or would you rather waste your time on the minions of Drieg and Salile?
You serve Bismiel? Why should I help you?
My dear, who needs to see the future when you can manipulate it from the shadows? Salile would have you play with fire and get burnt. But Bismiel offers you the true gifts of the Eldritch realm. Every hound, every raven, every fiend that's ever crossed the Veil can and will serve the schemer. All are bound within the web. No move can be made without tugging at the strings, until finally, the spider strikes.
What can you tell me about Bismiel?
A favorite legend among the rabble is that the secrets of the Eldritch realm were whispered in the goddess's ear by a spider. I believe it happened on a night of fire and passion, of betrayal and lust for power. The Lady of Whispers always gets her way in the end. It was by her machinations that the Empire's Inquisitors spent centuries aimlessly hunting for the witch god cults, their efforts confounded by the endless weave of decoys and lies. Only a select few are trusted in knowing the span of Bismiel's web. I have the honor of sitting at its center.
Bismail's a spider?
Bismail is like a dreadweave widow. Sultry, manipulative, and deadly. But no, she is not a spider in the physical sense. The schemer takes on many forms, all a means to an end. A pompous oligarch, an unassuming beggar, a seductress. All the faces of Bismail. If you would ever be so blessed to witness her true form, then you are already dead.
All right, those are our 3 options. What do you think?
Interesting. So, definitely not Celeste. I am, like, hitting every single wall.
Yeah.
I definitely not Celile. Drieg seems pretty decent. Bismail seems a little bit too shadowy and deceptive for my taste.
They're all a little weird.
They're all really
but
weird.
There are options. I don't really, like, none of them's really standing out to me.
Yeah. What do you think?
Bismail reminds me of, like, a Loki.
Yes.
And Drieg... I don't know. I just don't have, like, I can't get a good feel about what Drieg is.
Drieg is like Cthulhu. It's like the edge of madness sort of thing. Like seeing true sight kind of weirdness.
And then Soleil is very much like your typical, like,
I think
Hades sort of.
I think
thing.
Kali.
Yeah, Kali would be a. But like that, like same thing with Hades or Kali or just anything in that Ares maybe.
Yeah. I think I'm leaning toward Drieg just because it's the least. You know what? They're crazy and everything, but they're the least evil.
Yeah, I don't really like Soleil. I don't have a really good feeling towards the other two. Like, do
you want to talk to some more of the other people first?
No, we talked to them all.
Okay.
I know. Oh, that was that guy that knew Alice.
Yeah, which is
The
interesting.
Great Guardian commands, and I serve.
Yeah, I think Drieg is a good option.
Yeah, because he actually did the right thing. They seek balance. He did the right thing in saving the girl.
We've got here.
Decisions. Seems the emissaries left you with a bit of a choice to make, friend. Which will it be? Bismail and her web of spies? Drieg with his fancy visions? Or maybe Soleil with the ritual sacrifice? That last one sounds like a winner to me.
Which do you serve?
What, me? I certainly don't serve any of them. I serve the god of making Riggs a wealthy man.
Then what are you doing here?
Well, I'm what you might call a supplier, a purveyor of particular goods, if you will. I have a special talent for finding high-end and difficult-to-acquire objects. Things this crew here can't seem to get enough of, particularly since they set out in their little crusade here. Something about a long-forgotten god and the end of the world or some such. Sounds like business as usual to me. A wise man once said, where there's a fight, there's a fortune to be made.
You're a merchant?
Well, that's an oversimplification. You see, those other trash peddlers down there, they've got it all wrong. Selling goods for iron bits is a child's game. A man isn't going to get rich playing games. No, my friend. I trade only the finest goods for favors. Favors from very powerful people. Favors that I'll be cashing in when I see fit.
So you just give them things?
No, I don't think you're listening to what I'm saying here. I give them things in exchange for favors. They're in my debt. They owe me, you see? There's people all across this land that owe me. From emperors to dung sifters. The living, the dead, it makes no difference. They're in my debt, and when I need it most, I'm going to come calling. That's wealth right there.
Huh, how do you make them pay you?
Ah, that's the genius of it right there. So many people across this land are in my debt, you never know who they might be or what they might be capable of. Say I make a deal with a wealthy merchant. Then later on, when I come to collect my debt, he doesn't feel like paying. I pleasantly remind him that there's a lot of other folks looking to make good on their debts, and then leave him to think about who else might owe me and what they might be willing to do to pay up. That usually works. If it doesn't, I just get one of my other debtors to come and tune him up a bit. Sometimes you need to send a message to anyone else who might be thinking about defaulting on their debt. But most folks are glad to pay up when it comes time. It's a relief of a sort.
You have anything for me?
See, now you're getting it. That's what I'm talking about. He wants me to make a deal. Let me think for a second. Yes, come to think of it, I do have something for you. You know what this means, of course. You're going to owe me, and someday I'm going to come to collect. Do we have a deal?
Nope.
Nope.
No deal. Here, I got a thing for you. 1 second. You just stay right there. Let's see. There was another person to talk to. I'm actually curious.
Okay.
Where'd you go? There it is.
Greetings, Seeker.
Hello there. When you finish with your immediate priorities, I could use a bit of help. Come back and speak with me when you're done.
It's useless.
Yep. We can't talk to the guy about...
I'd say Drake.
That's how I'm leaning. Let's do Drake. I didn't mean to hit you.
You just charged that bird.
I did. I'm so sorry,
That's the dude that's gonna go save Alice, and you just...
I know. I'm so sorry. I ran into the pole.
Will you be here? Are you the Oh shit! You ran into... Or shoot! You ran into the pool again.
Bleep.
Yeah.
The weeping spines do not lie. You have come to fragment the memories of the forgotten. But who will stand by your side? Will you step into the spider's web? Or will you kindle the flame? Or perhaps you will weep for the eye that sees all.
As long as I don't have to get those weird face things that you guys have.
That's part of the package deal.
Nope.
No, but you have to write weird poetry. It's a requirement.
They came a knocking at the door.
Nevermore.
Door never go away. And then it was done.
Your poetry's fabulous.
All right. You ready?
Yes.
I will work with your cult, Draelus. Join the cult of Dreeg.
The eye spoke of this moment, and we must not squander it. We shall carve a fate not even the primordial one can foresee.
What must we do?
I shall open my ears to the will of the great guardian and exact his commands. A great flame burns within the temple, and we will drown it in tides of blood. The forgotten has become unforgotten, and so it falls to us to remedy that error. As for you, you must speak to Kira here at my camp. She has been offered a taste of what's still to come. Her tongue will utter the words, and you must heed their call as if they were mine.
I might not want to join your guys' group just because you speak in... Fine.
Weird poetry.
Yes.
All right, so I actually have to make this choice. That did not auto-accept for me.
Well, yeah, that's the same thing when we did the Death's Call or Death's Vigil
Yes,
and Kaiman's. Yeah.
All right, should we talk to Kira?
Well, he's got
Speak
nothing to say.
Kira, and do not disturb me.
I have some questions.
Do not disturb me. I have some questions.
Hey, there's the questions that the other guy didn't tell us.
Oh yeah, awesome.
Yeah, there's quite a few of them here. Why aren't we attacking our enemies head on?
The strands of our journey are clear in this. We must cut off the many limbs before we can hope to reach the head.
What can you tell me about the Forgotten Gods?
Ancient, primordial, its heart is fire and its gaze destruction. Ember and ash are a cloak upon its legacy. The followers of flame boldly pray to the dreams of their own demise. Dreeg has seen the return of this forgotten one, in the cataclysm that follows. We must sever these strands and forge a new fate.
It's like Cthulhu has seen itself coming back.
Yeah.
What's your role here?
I serve the Great Guardian in interpreting his messages to our lessers. Countless others have lost their wit in weaving through the strands that Dreeg offers us. Through my eye, some will be spared this agony. Someday my mind shall fade and another shall take my place, but that day will not come for many decades.
Who interprets your messages? Can you tell me about Dreeg?
That's exactly the same as what we saw already.
Okay.
And we saw that one as well.
Yep, okay. We are good.
Seeker, please, spare me a moment. I've been waiting. I must speak with you.
You've been waiting?
Yes, waiting in darkness that gathers at the corners of my mind. I've had many visions of your deeds in Devil's Crossing and beyond. I have followed your path closely.
Visions?
My faith in Dreeg has granted me the gift of true sight. I see many things in far-off places, some that lie beyond us and some that have yet to pass. Many of my visions appear as clear as day, others are broken and twisted like a fitful dream. This is why I've been so eager to speak with you. I have seen many things of your past, but your future is hidden from me. A dark veil hangs over you, obscuring you from my sight. Even now, as you stand before me, my vision is clouded, as if something doesn't want me to see you. Do you know what it is, that darkness? Do you know why it follows you? Does it speak to you?
I have no idea.
You must be wary, Seeker. To have your eyes truly opened only to become blindsided is troubling. I cannot say for certain if you're a savior or the harbinger of our undoing.
What else have you seen?
It is difficult to say. My sight has taken a dark turn as of late. I am plagued by a depth of hopelessness I cannot explain. Every night there are flashes of the future, just the slightest glimpse, but each is more dreadful than the last. I lie awake until they subside. There are many others in this camp who suffer at the presence of these visions. Some have begun to give in, believing their visions are of an inevitable darkness, taking their own lives or fleeing into the desert for the sands to claim them. The only constant that has shone through my nightmarish visions is you. This is why I've been so desperate to speak with you.
Maybe the darkness follows you, not me.
Perhaps you're right, but as these visions worsen, others may come to more sinister conclusions. They may begin to perceive you as a threat to the meaning of their existence. Whatever the source of this darkness, so long as it hangs over us, I would be wary.
Well, so you don't actually have anything for me. You just want to tell me your story.
Yeah.
Well, I thought that was going to lead to like something,
Yeah.
but
The skies weep blood and the earth rages beneath us. Where do we stand in this war of titans? I am to tell you of what the Great Guardian desires. Will you hear me?
what's my name?
Your name is
Yeah.
Blue?
And your name is?
Red?
But we didn't choose the blue or red one. We chose the green one. I just realized that.
Look at the second options. I just thought.
Yeah. So what do you needs to be done? Yeah. Does everybody that worship Dreek speak like this? I'm gonna do that.
If you were blessed by the kiss of destiny, you too would make peace with her silken tongue. The gift we bear is a heavy burden. Not all are fit to transcend its meanings.
So what needs to be done?
Our seers sing guiding words. A path has revealed itself which we must follow. Visions of horrific beings, servants of the great fury known only as Korvac, have manifested within the Corvin Basin. If our task is to succeed, we must vanquish these foes before they form the hammer of Korvac's anvil. Travel to the Temple of Osir to the north and hunt down Okaloth's Unchained. Then proceed northwest to the Corvin Sands and deal with the packhounds of Galfang. Finally, you must venture to the Karen Docks, north of the Sands, and deal with the Guardians of Ishtal.
I'll deal with these horrors. Hey, I just recognized something.
What's up? Korvac?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Herald of Korvac.
Yep. Ulzad, Herald of Kolvok. I knew that sounded familiar. I was trying to think about where I heard that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I don't see any other quests. Oh. You are technically a quest.
Look what we've got here.
Well, I see you've made your decision, choosing to pledge your loyalty to the witch gods. I hear they take that kind of thing very seriously around here.
Which do you serve?
What, me? I certainly don't serve any of them. Oh, this is the same
Yeah,
thing.
it's the same guy. Then what are you doing here?
Oh, maybe we have
You're a
to.
merchant. Da-da-da. You have anything for me?
Maybe we have to take his deal.
For the quest.
Or, on second thought, I'm out is actually a viable option.
You wanted to go with that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So on second thought, I'm out.
That's a shame, my friend. You come back and see me if you change your mind.
Nope,
Well, looks
we
like
have to take it.
Oh, you said yes, I'm ready. That's
Yep.
what I like to hear. You remember how this works, right? I gave you the goods, and then you owe me.
Yep.
Well, then here you go. I'll tell you what, if you come back sometime later, I might even have something else for you. At the right price, of course. All right, I need to do the same thing.
Did you give me a crappy ring? It's got a whole crap load of resistances on it. Poison and acid, 55%.
Oh, I got a different one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
Chaos damage, vitality damage.
Any resistances or anything?
Let's see. It's an axe. And no. It's a chaos damage axe.
Well, that does a lot for my resistances. That's going to go in there.
Nice.
Come see what's left of my wares.
What is that?
Oh, I saw
Whoa,
something.
what'd I go through?
Oh, cellar door.
I'm in a cellar.
Yep, I'm coming behind you.
Oh.
Oh, hey. Epic ring.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Just,
That must be a little, like, secret area.
Yeah.
So I got a book out of it.
Yeah, go ahead and read that.
Web is spun.
Oh. Huh, something about Bismeow.
Yeah, I've done everything you've asked.
Actually,
What?
check out this ring.
For 42% life leech? Oh, resistance. Never mind.
But it has vitality, aether resistance, health, and regen on it. Like, the other stuff isn't all that great, but...
The one I've got, if I were to put it on, would be... So look at this green one that I got.
Oh, wow.
58% lightning, 55% acid, poison, and 24% elemental. A +2 to Briarthorn. I've got decent on vitality. 76% there, and I've got life leech. I don't have that much on. What does life leech actually count as?
Huh.
I can put it on to find out.
It's chaos.
No, that one's actually
Oh.
got chaos. I think it's just straight a life leech. I think there's like a life leech stat.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right here.
Life leech resist.
Yeah, it's right there. Which is different than an elemental resist. There's like petrify, trap, resist.
Yeah.
So many resistances. I have a 0% dodge chance. That's awesome. I'm not very nimble.
quick.
Yeah. Do you want that back?
Sure. I'll hang on to it.
It's got +3% to maximum vitality too.
That was an interesting trip into the cellar.
Did it just get darker?
Yeah. Day-night cycle. All right.
Is that like a motorcycle?
No.
It's a day-night cycle.
Well, I mean, I guess you could view it as a motorcycle.
There's another quest.
Traveler, can you spare a minute?
You look like you might be able to help me.
Sure, what do you need?
It's my brothers. I was supposed to meet them back here last night, but they haven't shown up yet. We split up yesterday morning outside the Karen docks to the north. There's a temple under the ruins there. They couldn't leave it alone, just had to go for one more. The two of them just can't control themselves. Who am I fooling? I would have been right there with them, but I was already loaded up with as much as I could carry. I told them to meet me back here. That was the last I heard of either of them. I'd go back out there and look for them myself, but I should stay here in case they come back. If you're headed up past the wall, will you keep an eye out for them? They've got to be somewhere between here and the Karen docks.
Sure, I know exactly what they look like, and I can identify them if I were walking by them without actually needing more of a description.
Found a place among the weaklings serving bismeal and drink. We do not suffer the weak here.
You wanna test that out? Okay.
Serve the three and prosper. Deny them and...
With all the chaos around here, I didn't even take notice of your trials. Care to put yourself to use?
Yeah, I guess this isn't the main guy, so that's alright. What do you need?
What was once a joint pursuit of a raving zealot and his brainwashed followers has turned into a full-on assault on a primordial being. To say that we were ill-prepared for a conflict of this magnitude is an understatement. But it's also no secret that this region is teeming with old secrets and forgotten artifacts, a resource we can take advantage of to augment our dwindling arcane supplies. I sent out a group of aspirants to scour the Temple of Ozir to the north, of anything valuable. I expected them to return by now, but nobody's seen them. If you're going to make yourself useful, go out there and find whatever they've scavenged, and bring them back too, I suppose.
Interesting.
It is good that you found your place with the others. Salile has no time for distraction.
Yeah, so... what's the word? I can't even spot it. You sound like this all the time. There's the table.
Yep. See if Bismeal has anything to say to us.
Don't worry. I'll be well aware of your every move. You need not come tell me yourself.
If you say so.
I see you've made your choice. I may have chosen poorly, but nonetheless, it's good to have, or you may have chosen poorly, but
I was gonna
nonetheless,
say.
it's good to have someone like you fighting for the three. There are many battles ahead of us.
Someone like me?
Yes, of course. Your reputation precedes you. The three are always watching.
Battles ahead of us.
Of course, battles. What is it you think we're doing here? This isn't some ramshackle band of farmers hoping to survive the end of the world. We came here to fight, to put down the forgotten god and his pitiful minions once and for all. I do hope you're prepared to fight.
Without the farmers, you guys are all gonna starve.
It makes no difference whom you choose to follow. In the end, we all serve Bismiel's will.
Inquisitor, I find your presence here to be quite curious. What do you want?
What are you doing here?
I'm not certain why I've been called to this place. I just arrived, much like yourself. But I can tell you this is a gathering unlike any I've seen before.
Why is that?
Well, we're not generally known to be so open about our activities. Most of us live in seclusion, away from prying eyes. I hadn't seen another seeker of truth in months. But here we are, out in the open with an inquisitor wandering around our camp. It's an odd sight to behold. I suppose it speaks to the importance of what's happening here.
What is happening here?
Something big. I hear rumors, a group of zealots from the west following the sermons of a mad priest possessed by a primordial god, a dark prophecy regarding the ruins of Corvan City. Yesterday, when I arrived, I overheard some of the sentinels speaking of rivers of flame and desolation as far as they could see. I can't account for any of that, though. I haven't been north to see it for myself. If that's where you're headed, you may be in over your head, Inquisitor. Now, if you don't mind, I must get back to my work.
Your work?
Yes, my work. I study all manner of beasts in the interest of garnering new servants for Bismiel's sacred web. There is a large number of unique specimens in this area. If given the opportunity, I will spend my time here studying them. Though between you and me, most are not all that interesting. Massive, sharp, poisonous, twisted, and deadly. I've seen it all before. I'm far more interested in a particular creature that may prove to be more myth than reality. In either case, I intend to uncover the truth behind the legend.
What is it?
In local lore, they call it the Maw of Anat. If it is real, it may be very old, an ancient relic of a primordial time. The stories describe it as a gargantuan beast living deep beneath the desert. It would appear during times of upheaval or great conflict, revealing only its mouth to feast on unsuspecting creatures or to consume bodies and carrion left behind. In light of what's been happening now, this may be the perfect opportunity to study such a beast. Do me a favor while you're out there and keep an eye out for any signs of such a creature.
How did you end up here?
I was called here, just as you were. The
We
Conclave...
No, we didn't go through that. Sorry.
Yeah, this is a new one. The Conclave is such an unusual gathering of the cults, I could not deny the summons. Besides, I pledged my life in service of the Lady of Whispers. No doubt preparations are being made for something major. Speaking of preparations, it's time for me to get back to my work.
What are you working on? Is that the same thing?
Yep, that's the same thing.
Okay. You still got...
Have you brought me information about the Maw of Anat?
No? Okay. So, pay attention for the maw.
Okay. Yeah, giant mouth coming out of the ground.
Back so soon.
Oh, he's got anything new for me?
You just can't get enough, can you? Sadly, I don't have anything new for you just yet. Come back later. We'll see if we can work something out.
One of the things I was interested, this guy called me Inquisitor. Can you talk to him? I'm curious what he tells you.
What can I help you with? What are you doing here? I'm not certain of why I've been called to this place. He doesn't call me Inquisitor.
Interesting.
It's a general thing.
Did he call you Inquisitor too?
No.
Well, you just said he...
I said he didn't call me Inquisitor. He's just talking to me very generally.
Yeah, but oh, you're saying yours is very general.
Yes.
I thought you were saying that calling me Inquisitor is a very general thing. I was like, well, he'd call you that too then.
No.
Never mind. I see what you're saying.
He just told me all this other stuff without the talking about Inquisitor. I see that your loyalty does not lie with Bismiel. Even so, you must not take your pledge lightly. The three expect a great deal from their followers.
What do you expect from... and what do they expect from you?
From me? Well, that is a long story.
I'm all ears.
Well, the simple answer is, I collect ancient things, relics, and runes. How I get them and what I do with them is where it gets a bit more complex. There is a very powerful connection between this place and the realms beyond. The three wish to take advantage of this. That is where I come in. My duty is to learn as much as possible about the civilization that once thrived here by studying what they left behind.
What do you do with these relics?
Well, that's where things get interesting. I was selected for this task thanks to my talent for deciphering ancient languages and runes. Many of the objects we find are simple and have no real value, but a small number of them have historical significance or even magical properties. When I find such an object, I must first determine its nature. Some of them were intentionally crafted, some of them gained their properties through more nefarious means, some can be quite dangerous. I use various spells and incantations, sometimes enlisting the help of the Dreeg Seers, to determine the origin and nature of each artifact. When I feel that I understand an object well enough, I attempt to use it on others if necessary, with varying results, as you may imagine. Thralls serve many uses after all.
Sounds dangerous, or then what?
Then what, maybe?
Then what?
Well, to be quite frank, Inquisitor, you should be all too familiar with what happens to dangerous artifacts. It is a search for knowledge and power, a race even. We seek to uncover the secrets of the past so that we might unlock them before they fall into the hands of our adversaries, many of whom are Luminari, like yourself. There are those who would use such information for the misfortune of us all, as I'm sure you're aware. We may have chosen different paths, but the Luminari and the Cult of Bismiel are not all that different. In the end, we just serve different masters.
What do you do? I think that's the same thing we were asked.
Yep, that is.
So we can't ask the other one? He sounds dangerous.
You cannot imagine. I've lost my fair share of thralls and brothers and sisters who were too careless, toying with artifacts they did not understand. The risk of injury or even death is always there, but that is part of the thrill.
What happens after you test them?
Well, to be quite frank... Oh, then talks about that.
Okay.
So that is all that she has to say.
Here's the table. Yep, step away slowly. You're not allowed at this table.
The lady... Oh, here we
there's
go.
a quest.
The oracles of Drieg spoke of your arrival. Their mad choir whispers of you marching alongside our forces into the tomb of the Eldritch Sun and emerging triumphant. But even their eyes cannot peer into what I offer. The Shattered Realm is unlike anything mankind has ever witnessed, teeming with wealth and power beyond imagining. But also, dangers are not unlike those that we face even now on Cairn. I have the means to open the way, if you wish to join me in pursuing its mysteries. But be warned, the Shattered Realm spans eternity. One could spend a lifetime exploring even a small fragment of its vast reality. You must be careful not to lose your mind, or worse, become lost forever. Will you dare enter? Will you witness sights beyond imagining?
Can I ask some questions first?
The Shattered Realm is as much a mystery to me as it is to you, but I'll answer what I can.
What is the Shattered Realm exactly? Did we already ask that one?
How
does it... No,
I don't think we asked any of these. The Shattered Realm is unlike anything mankind has ever witnessed, teeming with wealth and power beyond imagining, but also dangers not unlike those that we face now in Cairn. Whatever entity crafted this realm, it seems it has long vanished, and with its absence, the world crumbles. It's very much a reflection of our own physical reality, but broken and distorted. As far as I know, it continues forever, but as its light fades, so the insatiable darkness consumes it.
I think that's the one.
I think so. Yep.
The oracles of Drieg spoke.
How do the rewards work?
Yep. How do rewards work?
The Shattered Realm is protected by powerful guardians, many of whom will be reflections of mighty foes you may have faced here on Cairn. Should you vanquish them, I shall project myself before you. Then you will face a choice: delve deeper into this warped reality and face even greater threats for greater wealth, or claim anything the guardians you felled held dominion over.
The oracles of Drieg.
What if I wish to return deeper into the Shattered Realms at a later time?
Should you delve deep enough, you may eventually discover the means to create waystones with the assistance of a blacksmith. These fragments are a piece of the very realm you seek to explore and will allow me to open a portal into shards deeper within.
That's another thing, kind of like Crucible.
It's a roguelite.
Yeah,
Which is interesting.
The Shattered Realms. I keep seeing reference to it when I'm looking at things about going through the Shattered Realms, but we obviously haven't been into it because we just showed up here.
Yep.
Yes. The Great Guardian has foreseen this. A bold decision. I hope the maddening whispers of Drieg's prophecies do not drive you insane, as they have so many others.
Farewell.
Bye.
Dude that's been stalking me for...
for a very long time.
I don't know how many episodes it is now, but it's a lot. It's a lot of episodes now. But that's the...
Yeah.
I think we talked to everybody.
I think so.
All right, let's go ahead and end this here. That was 2 whole episodes of talking to people, which a lot of cool story stuff.
Yeah.
We are Drugerians? Drugerian?
Driegites.
Driegites. Sure. We're Driegites. And that, So I think the reason why they're saying Inquisitor in this too is because Inquisitor came out with Forgotten Gods.
Oh, I see.
So it might be
Special
one of those things if you're playing it, like they have the dialogue for it. I'm pretty sure it was
Makes
just, or wait. Was it Inquisitor or Oathkeeper?
I don't remember. I'll have to look and see.
There's Necromancer, Oathkeeper, and Inquisitor, and are the three that you get with Malmuth and Forgotten Gods. And I can't remember which ones are the ones that came with Forgotten Gods. I think it's Inquisitor, because Inquisitor is at the very bottom, right? Or no, Oathkeeper's at the very bottom.
Oathkeeper's at the bottom. Yeah, Oathkeeper, Necromancer,
and Inquisitor.
Inquisitor?
Yep,
Okay.
so I think actually Oathkeeper's the one that came out with Forgotten Gods. Actually, Inquisitor may have been with Malmuth.
I'll have to look into that. I don't exactly remember.
Yeah, it's interesting. All right, we're going to end it there, and we'll see everybody again next time.
Bye!